the surface, the streets of Havana haven't changed. Vibrant, bright, and colorful. But life for Cubans here is lackluster since the COVID pandemic. One only has to enter a state-run corner shop where basic goods such as flour and oil are sold.
Today they have sugar.
In his hand, he holds a libreta, or ration card. This system, established after the revolution, enables citizens to receive subsidized food and supplies.
This is from last year. There was a lot more. Rice, sugar, beans, butter. We used to have it all. Now there's not much. There's only this.
Jimmy works as a bicycle taxi driver. He takes us around the city.
This is the heart of old Havana.
Until recently, this work secured him a revenue of a few €100 per month, which he shared with his brother and nieces.
How was school?
But since the pandemic, working 7 days a week is barely enough to feed his family.
A pound of rice used to cost 5 Cuban pesos. Now it's 200.
And how do people make it?
They negotiate. They work hard. Many go abroad to the United States to send their pay back to their families, like their mother who left 2 years ago.
Adiós. Adiós.
That's how it goes.
So how has one of the last communist countries let prices soar to this breaking point? The collapse of tourism, the primary source of revenue for the island, was the start of the crisis. The number of tourists today have nearly halved since 2019, and the sector has been further weakened by the latest American sanction when then-President Donald Trump decided to put the country back on the list of state sponsors of terrorism. As a result, these 3 French tourists cannot enter the U.S. without going through a long visa process.
When we got the tickets, we didn't have all the info. We bought our plane tickets shortly before we left, a month before, right?
Well, I wouldn't have come, that's for sure.
Honestly, we would have gone somewhere else.
This travel agent has seen his clientele dry up due to the travel restrictions.
We're delaying our trip to Cuba until next year because of the visa requirements to go to the US afterwards.
And that's happening more often?
Yes, it's becoming more and more common. For individuals, we'll say it's 30%. For groups, it's more like 50, 60%.
The latest sanctions are another blow to the Cuban economy, already under U.S. embargo for the past 60 years. In a country where the state finances practically every sector of the economy, citizens can't get access to petrol and even medicine. At this free clinic, healthcare providers struggle to treat everyone.
We're short on creams, ointments, and antibiotics, too. We don't have much at the moment.
But despite the scarcity, these pharmacists continue to believe in the healthcare system, Cuba's pride.
We always give the same attention to patients, free of charge, with highly qualified staff.
We can't say we have everything we need. It's difficult, that's for sure. But it's not impossible.
No longer willing to wait for the state's support, some have turned to the emerging private sector. Like this store, its well-stocked shelves are filled with products imported from Europe and Mexico, sold at top peso.
That's 4,500 pesos, almost 20 euros.
Is that a lot?
If a state worker buys this, they can't buy anything else all month. For example, I was a nurse. I loved my job, but here I earn my old monthly salary in 2 days, and now I can afford all these products.
But isn't that capitalism?
No. It's socialism evolving.
Will the communist regime be able to reconcile these inequalities? Today, many Cubans choose exile. Over 400,000 have left to the U.S. over the past 2 years. That's 10% of the working population on the island, a record since the revolution.